Welcome to part 2 of moving from Minnesota to Colorado. Now, I've had to redo this video multiple times thanks to this little fur baby. Isn't she cute? She was barking earlier. I'm like, really, dog? Anyway, that's a story in itself. So, where do we begin? God knows your innermost desire, the secret things in your heart. At that time in my life, I was frustrated because the church that we were going to at the time believed on Jesus and believed in the Word of God, but their walk and how they operated in their life was, oh, I'm a poor sinner saved by grace, and yeah, I'm blessed, but I don't deserve these blessings. And it was very frustrating. It was a frustrating experience. So remember when we talked about the testimony of the previous video of how God provided the car? So as we were going to this church, people were shocked in the church. They were surprised that God provided a new vehicle to us. I am serious. They just couldn't wrap their head around it. And that was an indicator for me that it was time to go and find a different church. I just didn't know where and what that would look like. We were surrounded by individuals that would pray like, oh, if it's God's will, or God, please help us. And I remember praying and I said, Lord, you've given us all authority and you've given us the victory to overcome. Thank you for your word. And people were just like in shock. And I thought, this is not a good scenario to be wrapped in a church where there's contention, right? I just didn't want to cause any problems. And when we walked into this church, like, God answered my prayer that I was saying secretly, like, I need a church that is Pentecostal. I need a church that believes that healing is for us. I need a church, Lord, that, says what the Bible is, telling me, which is we have all authority. Like, I need a church that is preaching that. I can't be in an environment where it's okay to live in a defeated mindset. Like, I can't do that anymore. Like, I'm not happy, and I don't want to live a life of defeat. And I don't think that you want me to live in a life of defeat either. So as we walked into this church at this event in April of 2019, and everything that I was thinking, everything that I was reading in the Word of God confirmed it to be true. And I thought, there it is, the church that we're supposed to go to, right? And as soon as we left, the church, or at least on Saturday, I knew that we were supposed to move and go attend this church and be under the leadership of the pastor. I just didn't know how we were going to do it. And also, I didn't want to step on my husband saying, thus saith the Lord, you're an idiot and we need to move. I wasn't going to do that. I wanted my husband to have confirmation as well. And so I prayed. The Bible talks about that a word is established by 2 or 3 witnesses. So that's what I prayed for. I said, God, I pray that everything that I'm thinking and everything that you're telling me would be confirmed by people that don't even know the situation. They don't even know what I'm thinking. They haven't heard me say anything, that it would just automatically be confirmed. And lo and behold, my husband, he tells me, yeah, I think we're supposed to move here. And I told him, I'm like, me too. And then another person confirmed it as well, which was a amazing ministry that we, knew of in the past. So God confirmed it. So we started making plans, right? We're like, we're going to move by August. That will give us some time, get jobs and get an apartment, and move to Colorado. Lo and behold, that is not how it worked out. It was quite the opposite. Every time my husband applied for a job, it fell through. Every time, like, we started strategically and logically planning, everything was like coming against us. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. So around May of 2019, my husband was enduring a lot, like at work, and God basically told him, it's time to go. It's time to move. You need to move to Colorado. And God was saying that to him, and he was like, how? Where and when and how? You know? My husband's very logical, so he always likes to make a plan. So he was kind of surprised. And at that point, like, I didn't have a job, so I had all the time in the world while my husband was working. And he, you know, put in his 2 weeks, and he says, we're supposed to go. So we ended our lease in Minnesota at the end of May of 2019, and we gave everything away. I'm talking about like furniture, clothes, like we gave stuff to Goodwill, like books, furniture. I believe I said furniture. But anyway, I gave my wedding dress away. We gave our birds away. We gave like Justin's business away. We gave everything away. And basically had enough clothes and stuff to put into our car. And we took some of the other possessions that we wanted to keep, and we put it in storage at my father-in-law's house in Minneapolis, Minnesota, right? That Justin, you know, wanted to keep. So we did that. But a good portion of all our items, you know, was either given away, thrown away. If nobody wanted it, you know, we're like posting it on social media. Hey, free Christmas tree, free this, free that, you know, everything you can imagine, we gave away. So we bought a tent, and we had our suitcase, and individuals, including my mother-in-law, all of them were like, are you sure this is God's plan? I kid you not. Are you sure this is the Lord's plan that you're supposed to move? You know, questioning the validity, which is understandable, right? It doesn't seem like a brilliant plan, but the God of heaven and earth, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, told us it's time to go. And I was not going to disobey the Lord. So we got a tent. We had our air mattress. And we traveled from Minnesota to Colorado. I liquidated my 401k, which was only about $5,000. It wasn't really that much, or a little bit less than that, right? And we were living on that. So, like I said, people were looking at us like we were insane. And if I didn't know any better, I would look at, you know, myself like, what are you doing? So many individuals asked us, are you sure? Are you sure that this is God's plan? And we're like, yeah. And the Lord will keep us. And He is going to create a way where there seems to be no way. My mind is still blown to this day of how God intervened. It was phenomenal. It was mind-boggling, because sometimes God moves in ways that we can't even imagine. Unexpectedly, surprisingly, simply because He loves us. I know this is longer than expected, but trust me, it's going to get better in the next video, part 3. I'll see you guys soon. I love you. God has a wonderful plan for your life, and He wants you to win. That's the truth. That is the complete truth. That He paid the price so that you can have victory. Talk to you soon.